So I'm doing both the pizza apps and the pizzeria with classes in this one video here. I have it all completed, so here's to make sure it works. Basically, okay, Othello. I am a new user. Actually, I'm not. It's my own pizzeria, of course. Large, extra cheese, pepperoni, garlic bread, and let's say I want to dine in, let's say. I place my order. It'll give me an order summary. And okay, I want the order summary, but I want to do it using a class instead. That'll work too. I'm clicking on it, it'll show the exact same thing. It's using this class, but we'll get to that later. Okay? So, here we have input, we have our what's it called, our text box, right, for our name, and then we have this checkbox for uh, see if it's a new user or not. Then we have our radio buttons here grouped up: small, medium, large, pizza size. Then we have a grouped up bunch of check boxes right here, right? So extra cheese, pepperoni, sausage. Then we have a list box for sides, and then a combo box. Now the combo box, you saw it said delivery and dine in and stuff like that. Well, it's not originally like that. It's actually empty, but form load event, I actually added a form load event, and I populated the combo box. So when it loads, then it'll show them. So you could do it this way, where you press collection and then you just do this, or you could code it in like I did. Okay, so when we click on order, we're gonna have a string to keep track of our whole summary here, basically. If new is checked, then we assign this string to our variable. We say welcome. We welcome the new, customer. Else, if it's not checked, then it'll say welcome back to the returning customer, okay? So let's look at our radio buttons again for the pizza size. Uh, if small is checked, you add on to that. You say you've ordered a small pizza, you've ordered a medium pizza, or you've ordered a large pizza. You want to use if else for this, because once it's found, it'll just ignore the rest of these else ifs, right? But for obviously, but for this group of check boxes, you want to have multiple if statements because you want to check for all of them, right? Like so, like once, like let's say I click on the small radio box here, then there's no need to check for medium or large, right? But obviously, if I have a cheese checked, I'm not gonna make these all else if statements and just ignore them all after this if statement is satisfied. No, right? So I want to have multiple of them, if that makes sense. So using if and then else if versus just using multiple if statements, that's how I differentiate them. So you add, okay, so if you say extra cheese is checked, then you would say extra cheese, pepperoni, whatever you checked, it'll add that, okay? So then your list box right here, right? You're concatenating on the selected item, okay, as a side. I selected a garlic bread, so it said you have chosen garlic bread as a side when I saw my order summary. Excuse me. Okay, then combo box. So if combo delivery dot selected index, so whatever I have selected in the combo box, if it's the first one, if it's the 0, right, which would be delivery. Delivery is the first one in the collection. Where is it? Then it says your pizza will arrive in 30 minutes. If I do the second option, right? So that would be 1, aka the pickup option. It'll say pick up in 20 minutes. Then else, aka the last option, it'll say have a table ready for you in 20 minutes. And then we have all of that in this variable. Then we're gonna make the text box say that. So that's I guess that's this part of it done. But now let's use the classes though. Let's use a class. So we've actually created this. It's called class pizza, CLS. That's the abbreviation, acronym, or whatever, CLS. These are its it says creating the properties. I think these are fields, I think, right? So these are the fields, and these are, I guess, not exactly setter and getters, but like they're setter getter methods, I guess. So they act like getter and setters. So here we basically initialize them as, empty strings here, right? And so it's literally the same code as this, except like instead of the string order, we use the properties, right? So I have pizza greeting as my first property here, or I guess my first field, I guess, but we'll call them properties. Well, first of all, right, I make a new class. So I click on the class, it'll make a new object of that class called pizza. Okay? Now that object's field is what I'm using here. So for example, pizza.greeting is this, pizza.size, right? Oh, what am I doing? Pizza.size would be this, for example. And then I use the class to actually write, instead of using the big variable, right? The string order variable here. I basically just use the class. So I do this pizza objects greeting property here, greeting field, and then it's size, and then it's toppings, and then it's side, and then it's payment method here. So again, let me test this out. Let's say Goku, okay? Of course he wants large, he wants he wants garlic, and he'll be dining in, okay? If I do test class, if I do place your order, it'll be the same thing. So I have successfully, created the order summary with a class here, class pizza, instead of making this big variable here, string order, like this. Thank you. That's all. On to the last video, I think, after this, so that's cool.